Ford is breaking all the records, folks, and it's for all the wrong reasons. So why do I say that? Well, so far this year, it hasn't been the greatest of years for the old blue oval. They have set the recall record, and they did it halfway through the year. So they have had 103 separate recalls so far. And it's for some pretty substantial stuff, right? So some of the worst offenders are 850,000 vehicles recalled for fuel pumps, another over 1 million vehicles recalled for the rear view camera, which, I mean, it's a safety requirement now. I don't particularly read too much into that. If you don't have a backup camera, whatever. But I guess that's what people are so used to now, that they're basically fully reliant on it. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Needless to say, they got to fix it, right? Some of the more concerning ones, right? You can replace fuel pumps, you can fix cameras and stuff like that. But when you're talking brake lines and airbags and just spontaneous combustion fire risks, right? Or even better, say you have paid, let's look at this Expedition here, right? Nice little vehicle, not very little, I'm just joking. So say you've paid 76,000 smackaroos and you're going down the road, and then all of a sudden your instrument cluster just goes completely black and you can't see anything. You don't know how fast you're going, you don't know, your RPMs, you don't know how much gas you have, nothing. You're operating blind completely. And who knows, what else could come up with that. It's not like people are the most observant anymore, right? So some of these safety defects, right? Ford is on top of it, right? They are doing everything in their power to fix all this stuff. And let me tell you, I've been doing this, working in this field for 25 years. And Ford has always been aggressive with their recalls, right? But folks like Tesla or Hyundai, Kia, I mean, you're going to have some serious problems before they issue out a recall. Like they'll wait until the 23rd hour, man. And Ford is the exact opposite. They probably got burned in the past or something like that, right? So they've admitted that their quality control has just kind of gone out the window. And their pricing is now totally crazy. That, I mean, it's $55,000 for a Ranger, right? Granted, it's a Lariat, but still. But one of the things that Ford is doing, right, fixing the recalls and doing all that quality control stuff, that's great. And I want everybody to have a working vehicle. But what they started now, October 1st, it's going to get even better, folks, because they're going to charge $2,695 for their destination charge starting October 1. It's ridiculous. So what do we have here? We've got F-250, 75 grand. I mean, think about that after you pay for your loan and all that jazz. I mean, good Lord. And when you add it all up, right? So there's your $52,000 transit van. I mean, honestly, I think that that's almost a better value than a lot of these other vehicles, because at least you've got a ton of utility there. Yeah, you got utility with the trucks and stuff, but I don't know, like $75,000 for a work truck. I mean, come on, really? And by the time that you end up paying for it, right, you're at 90 something. So here's a nice XL, right? You got nothing as far as options and stuff goes. 57 grand. So on the cheap end, you're still at 57 grand. And, it's just Ford doesn't have the kind of quality that you should be paying that kind of money for. Talk about quality problems here. Oh, you're looking at like the king of quality issues. Wonder if this roof's leaking already. $66,500, man. for a Bronco. We got a four-door Badlands. Or at least it's got the V6, but that V6 is actually pretty problematic too. Sharp looking vehicle, don't get me wrong. I like the styling on the Bronco and everything, but at the end of the day, it's a terrible value. And now we've got these EV incentives ending, and this pretty high priced vehicle is going to get even more expensive. Now that GT is actually looking pretty sweet though. You know, I don't hate the Mustang Mach-E, and I think that this GT is pretty sharp looking, but yeah, I don't know. Look at that, man. 63 grand, right? Got 280 miles of range. That's respectable if you actually get it, you know, but you're going to be ripping around on this GT, and that eruption green metallic color looking really cool. And that mileage, man, is going to go way in the toilet, let me tell you. Big time. Put in the comments what you all think about these Mach-E's. Do you like them? Do you think that they're going to have to give them away after this tax credit deal? What I think is going to end up happening is they'll just eat the lease, and they'll lease these for $400 or $500 a month or whatever. Yeah, 62 grand. And you know, even the lower trim ones, right, 55 grand. That's a lot of dough, folks. That is a lot of dough. And this quote unquote affordable vehicle is now no more. They're canceling the Ford Escape because there's probably just not a ton of money in it, right? Look at, compared to all the rest of the vehicles on here, right? This is only 37,000 bucks. And you got 26 miles per gallon. I mean, that's not a very compelling case, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, yeah, no thanks. So Ford is becoming the king of recalls. They're becoming the king of fees. They're becoming the king of just piss poor quality. And they're not really going to be offering a ton of compelling vehicles, and absolutely none at an affordable price. Right? Our old friend over there, the Ford Maverick, man, that thing, you're not going to be able to get into one of those until you're in the low 30s, right? And that was supposed to be a $19,995 vehicle. You know, we see how long that lasted, right? Now it's, you know, 40,000 bucks or whatever. You know, it's just ridiculous. And Ford, I don't know, man. It is just not somebody that I remember, let's just say. Right? Yep, here we go. Maverick Lobo. $37,000. Right? 24 miles per gallon. And yeah. I mean, it's a neat looking truck, I guess, kind of. Not really. But yeah, a $20,000 truck is now almost 40K. Put in the comments what you think about Ford. Do you think they can turn this around, or are they just going to keep their crap quality, keep recalling everything, keep raising those prices, sticking you with BS fees, and that's just going to be the world we live in? Probably going to happen. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.